Hello everyone, welcome back again. Right, today I thought I'd be talking about forge welding. I have covered it in the past in YouTube videos, but I've learnt a lot more since then on fluxes and various other things. Right, forge welding. All it is the act of putting one or two or even more pieces of metal together to make one piece. It can be tricky. It did take me a while to learn it. I had to self-teach myself. Even when I was in college, I really stayed away from it because I thought it was quite advanced. But it's a needed thing. You need to learn how to do this if you're going to do blacksmithing, especially if you want to do pattern welded and Damascus and all that stuff. So I'm going to be welding up 4 pieces of 8mm round mild steel, which mild steel is the normal steel that everyone uses. So I've cleaned them up with a wire brush and put a nice little tack weld on them just to hold them in place. I know the welds are rubbish. I don't need them to be perfect because that's going to be forge welded all that into one piece. So put spikes in the end. I'm making a weather gauge with a rock under it. So you'll see that later on my page on Facebook and probably Instagram. So all I've done is wire wheeled it up, welded on top, welded all the way around on the seams, and then rewire brushed it up to get rid of any rubbish. You don't want any scale, you don't want any rust or dirt or anything in the part that you're forge welding. Right, fluxes. Fluxes are to make sure that no rubbish and crap gets into the steel in the area that you're going to be forge welding. In the past I used borax, that's all that's in here. It's a white powder. I believe it was a washing detergent to begin with. It's a lot harder to get hold of now for various reasons, especially in the UK. There is places you can get it quite easily, but I don't like it for such. I used it for years and years and years and years, but I did find it to be very slippery in the sense that the 2 pieces that you're trying to weld would suddenly ping apart because it's got that stuff on it. So I went away from that in the end and I went towards this stuff. This is from America. It's called Iron Mountain Forge Welding Flux. Nice bit of advertising for you out there, whoever makes it. It is from America. You can get it in this country. It is pretty expensive at times. A pot of this is £35, maybe £40 with postage. It's amazing stuff. I really, really stand by it. I've tested it as much as I can think of. I put it in the forge, on steel, forge welded stuff together. I've never had a bad forge weld with it, or fire weld as some people call it. It's great. I've even had a clinker filled fire and it's still welded. And you know, sometimes you have to re-weld and things like that, but never had a bad weld on it. I've never had anything break or shear apart or delaminate or anything like that. It is pretty good. I think they put metal filings or something into the mixture. It is awesome. I've always have at least one pot in the forge. One pot, tiny little thing it is, lasts about a year for me, which is pretty good. You know, I'm quite happy about it. And it's got nice instructions on the side and all that lot. I'm not going to read it out. Who makes it? Produced by Iron Mountain Blacksmith Products, LLC. So there you go. You can get it in the UK, again, like I say. Every Christmas comes around, I always ask for a pot of this because, you know, why not? I'll give you a closer look. It's quite nice. It's got a nice little sticker on top saying made in the US. Yes, it's brilliant stuff. So I'm going to forge weld these together, these 4 pieces, and I'm going to show you the process I go through. So get my little pot ready, and it's imperative you keep this area clean. You know, use a wire brush. When I was preparing it, you could do it on a bench grinder that's got a wire wheel. Just keep turning it till the pure steel comes out and gets rid of all the rust and that. Use an angle grinder if you've got an abrasive wheel certificate in the UK. Welders, you don't need the most expensive thing on the planet. You really don't. I've proved that it's just not needed. If you've been a welder, yeah, the nice fancy £1,000 equipment is brilliant, but for what I use it for, nah, I'm just tack welding. so it holds it in place. My welder came from Lidl, £50 it cost me. I've had it over 10 years. It's wonderful. I've still got it to this day, and it just keeps going and going and going. You know, it's cheap and cheerful, and it works. All it is a little stick arc welder. I've done welding, I've done the certification, and how to use it, go do it. It's helpful in the future. So, these ones are going to be welded together. Nice and simple. Yep, nice and clean, no rust. The rust is further down, but I'm not welding that section, so it doesn't really matter. So, pop the forge on. I won't talk when the blower's on because you might not be able to hear me. However, each step I'll show you what I'm doing, and then you understand exactly what I'm doing each step as I'm going along. I'm just going to let the heat soak into the steel, and I'm going to get it up to an orange heat, and then I'm going to wire brush it to get rid of any scale. I've got a nice little butcher's block brush. They are brilliant. You can get them, well, the blacksmiths I got this one from. The butchers use these on meat apparently. Don't know why, but I suppose there's a reason. They're brilliant. There's a nice new one here. When this one goes out, I've had that years, and that one's just coming in, and I've not used it yet until I need it, which won't be for a while. So let's have a look. Oh, we're at a nice orange temperature. That'll do for now. And I'm just going to wire brush any scale off, taking particular interest to go into the gaps between the steel, because I'm using round steel, so it's got deep bits. So that's done. All the way around, very nice. And I'm going to use the iron mounting flux. I'm just going to pour it. Essentially, it's got a nice little spout on it, which is brilliant for, you know, getting into the bits that you need to. Now, just going to pour it in between the gaps. Very nice. Maybe not, don't need as much as I'm putting on, but you know, I'm doing it for a reason. Bit of show and tell. So that's all fluxed up. Back in the forge, get it up to a welding heat. When you're forge welding, most important, eye protection, apron, boots. I'm wearing a top because I get sweaty. Trousers, non-flammable stuff, not a rain jacket or anything like that. You go up like a Christmas tree. Do this smart and respect what you're doing. if possible, while your metal's in the fire, look down into the forge, not into the heart of the forge, but look at the steel so you can see what colour it is. You want a nice white and a little bit of sparkle in it, so you've got the right temperature. I'm at a yellow temperature at the moment, a bit more, it'll be up to welding temp. Right, there we go, we're at welding temperature. Just like those, you'll see sparks coming out. That's impurities, molten steel, pinging out, it will happen. Nice light blows at temperature. You don't need to go and hit it like a madman. I believe that's set the weld. There, I don't know if you can see it. That's set the weld nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wire brush it, heat it up again, put some more flux on it, and we'll do it again. Sometimes you have to do this several times, but it's the way it is. So, we'll wire brush it. I will grab a pair of tongs because that's slightly getting warm. Nice pair of tongs. Ooh, not big enough. Let's go there. So, when it gets a bit hot, get yourself a pair of tongs. Just makes sense. We'll heat it up again, and we'll follow the same process until it's forge welded. You could quench off one end and then hold it, it's up to you. What I'm going to do, so you can be done, I'm just quenching off the handle in water. Nice metal bucket, not plastic, because you're putting through it. That's nice and cool, get cold, back in it goes. Keep the anvil clean while you're doing this. Anything that's rough on it, get rid of it. So we're back up to an orange heat. Get rid of any hammer scale that's formed from heating it up, and we will put the iron mounting flux back on, all on the seams where you want to weld. Don't forget to do the top and the bottom if you've got an easier gap. Back into the forge. Try not to move it in the forge, it'll rub off the flux. When you're using tongs, make sure you quench the ends before you hang them back up. Touching them afterwards would be a bad idea. if you've not quenched them. Right, we're back up to welding here. Nice light taps, nothing too serious, nice and easy. Get rid of any hammer scale. I believe that's welded. Right. Thank you for watching this. If you like it please, subscribe, all that loveliness. It does help me. Plus I know people are actually watching them. So yes, that's welded up nicely. So later on I'm going to post up what I've made for this day and you'll see what it is. See you all again. Bye.